cafe anyway. Hello, it's Mike.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
We're back to being a daily podcast, just like that. Thank you, Anka Train.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
She's my cousin and she lives in Germany. I gotta give her a call because it's been a while. You should talk to the people in your life that make you smile, because there's so much in your life that makes you not smile, and it's not nice stuff in your life. So you gotta turn around and make it good and make it nice. That's what I say to you, Mike Matthews. 2451 is the episode today.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
The last podcast was called Surreptitiously, and I did that because I cannot say that word.
Mike's
That's why I called it that.
Daily
Because I cannot say that word.
Podcast.
But somehow we have now gone on to this podcast. And now I have to tell you, I have finished watching Stranger Things. Okay, I didn't watch every single episode that was ever made. I watched a little bit of the first season. I jumped to the mall season. And now I just finished this one that had all the hype behind it with the Kate Bush. Yes. And if you do know Kate Bush now because of Stranger Things, that's a tip of the hat to Stranger Things for... You know, I know they've played for some reason, Never Ending Story by Lamal never made it to number one. Never got a resurgence in popularity, even though that was a crazy cool scene. But I think because of how ominous and crazy and, you know, it's a matter of life and death going on with Max, right? She's the redhead. And it's just all like scary, and she's got to listen to that song or she'll lose her life. It's just interesting. And I think it's captured the imagination of those who have watched it. And those young people that have never heard that song, well, there you go. Now you are exposed to Kate Bush. And believe it or not, you have no one on this earth that is like her.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Nobody in the music industry is like Kate Bush. Except for Regina Spektor. She looks a lot like Kate Bush. Like a young Kate Bush. And they're both singer-songwriters, create their own music, their own sounds, very interesting lyrics. But yes, Kate Bush is a one of a kind. And if you have not heard any of her other stuff yet, please go explore it. Oh, the late great Basil the Boxer! Oh. I think I may have sung to him a Kate Bush song once or twice. Out on the wily windy morns, there distant sound of name. I had learned, like by jealousy, to red to ruby. I don't know. I never know what she's singing, so I just make up stuff. Heathcliff, it's me, or Kathy. I've come home now, so cold. Let me into your window. Oh, let me have it. Let me steal away your soul. Yes. Kate Bush. All right. What are we talking about? Oh, there's just some crazy stuff going on in this world today. Really crazy. And you might listen to this podcast days, weeks, months, years in the future and go, yeah, Mike, it got even crazier than that, buddy. But here's the thing, the big news right now in Akron, Ohio. Supposedly I have relatives out there, or did, or I don't know. But authorities today released heartbreaking video of the fatal shooting of a black motorist, Jayland Walker, in a hail of bullets minutes after Akron police say he fled a traffic stop last week. So this did not happen like yesterday. It happened last week, but the video came out and now the story has taken off. And the 8 officers directly involved in the shooting have been placed on administrative leave. Akron had to cancel its 4-day 4th of July festival. Stunned residents, city leaders await the results of an investigation into Walker's death. Video released today show officers converging on Walker's silver Buick at the end of a chase. Walker apparently exits the car in a ski mask. And Police Chief Stephen Milet said it appeared that Walker reached towards his waist during a foot chase and then briefly turned towards officers. And that's when they opened fire. Milet also said the medical examiner found about 60 wounds on Walker's body, although the exact number of shots fired has not been determined. The chief said when the shooting stopped, the officers immediately attempted to provide care to Walker, but he died at the scene. There is an investigation going on by the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation at the request of Akron Police. Mayor Daniel Horrigan pleaded for calm and for patience while the investigation is taking place, and said the quote you probably have heard all day: this video is heartbreaking and it's hard to take in. Yes, how true that is. I would like to say that calm keeps us from doing even crazier stuff, but yeah, we'll see. I hope for the best.
It's a nightmare of a show.
Impeach Clarence Thomas petition has hit 700,000 signatures. This after the Roe ruling. They 3 days after the decision to overturn Roe versus Wade, the petition, which was organized by the public policy advocacy group Move On, saw a sharp increase in support and reached 300 signatures. I do not have that petition here at Cafe Anyway, so I don't know if any of these people talking behind me are going to sign a petition, because there is no petition today. I think there was a petition for getting Mike a new toupee. Because Mike doesn't have a toupee at this point, but... And I'm squinting my way through this podcast today. Jason Alexander there was a great line in Seinfeld where he talked about how he doesn't need glasses because he can squint, or if he doesn't have glasses, he can squint his way and do the same. And then Jerry calmly tells him, I didn't have the heart to tell you, you can't see all the stuff you thought you saw, you can't see. So squinting, I don't think it really works. But this is what I am doing these days. As we are just about to go outside a Cafe Anyway somewhere in Podcastro Valley, where it is chilly, although the sun is now out and it's getting a little bit warmer. Ah, what a beautiful day. I hope you are enjoying your day here on the 4th of July weekend. So yes, there is a surge going on for that. The petition didn't initially mention the ruling and instead focused on the January 6th Capitol insurrection. Since then, the section on the petition under "Why is this important?" has been added. So we'll see where that goes. There are so many petitions. I lose faith in petitions. Petitions from the left and the right constantly, and I don't know what they get us, except ridiculous recall elections that do nothing.
Mike, it's Mikey Fikey.
And
Great.
Oh, by the way, there was another election, another campaign. And wait, now the last one was for governor of California. That election happened. Yeah, that was the one that happened recently, right? Okay. Oh, no, it's in November. California Governor Newsom runs ads in Florida attacking the GOP. Interesting. This happened today. The news came out. He will air television ads in Florida calling on the state's residents to join in the fight against Republican leaders who are imposing restrictions on freedoms. escalating his feud with conservative-led states. Freedom is under attack, he said in the ad. The first-term Democrat running for re-election this year. Oh, okay. So I guess that's in November. I know we had some kind of thing we were voting on just a couple weeks ago. Okay, well, now, one other thing, as we're covering a bunch of stuff, yes. Trump is considering early 2024 announcement amid opposition from other Republicans. Speaking of DeSantis in Florida, he has hinted for some time that he may announce a third bid for the White House. Some Republicans, including those that have expressed opposition to another run from Trump, suggest that announcement could come sooner rather than later as GOP voters weigh their best option for a 2024 candidate. I spoke with Sebastian Gorka, who used to work for him. He is a conservative talk show host. I saw him, when was that? I think about a year ago. And I said, so is Trump going to run for president? He's like, oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Mar-a-Lago, he's got it all set up over there. He's got a whole thing. He's getting ready. You watch. While most candidates announce a run for the presidency around 1 year prior to the election, did you know that? It always falls about a year before the election. So sometime around November of next year is when people will announce. But several Republican strategists, they suggest that Trump is eager to announce his candidacy, even though many Republicans feel at odds with that idea. Here's Scott Jennings, a Republican strategist. He said that he believes Trump's announcement would come before more Republican voters begin to consider other candidates. He says there's some evidence that some Republican voters are trying to slow walk from Donald Trump. If you're in his shoes, you have to try to put that fire out because the more it burns. Other Republicans have signaled that it is time to move on from Trump in hopes of winning back the White House. In the wake of recent hearings on January 6th, Capitol protests, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie said that voters are concerned with whether Trump could pull off an election victory in 2024. He says people are concerned that we could lose the election in 2024 and want to make sure that we don't nominate someone who would be seriously flawed. Maryland Governor Larry Hogan, who's rumored to be considering a run for president in 2024, suggests Trump is liable to lose the election. His approval among Republican primary voters has already been somewhat diminished, he said. Trump was the least popular president in American history until Joe Biden, he said. Also echoing comments from Hogan and Christie is Mark Short. He served as the chief of staff to Vice President Mike Pence, an individual considered by many to be a likely 2024 Republican candidate. Republican activists believe Donald Trump was the only candidate who could beat Hillary. He said, this is the Mark Short. He said that now the dynamic is reversed. He is the only one who has lost to Joe Biden. And there's someone, a former aide to Newt Gingrich, who said voters have a wide variety of candidates to choose from in the 2024 election, suggesting that Trump could have trouble garnering the nomination outright. Senator Lindsey Graham, who often saw eye to eye with Trump and sometimes pushed back on statements from the former president that he disagreed with, insisted that Trump's success, if he should run, will depend on what he says and how he acts. Lindsey Graham said he must compare and contrast the economic climate from 2 or 3 years ago with what Americans are witnessing today. He says if it's up to him if he runs or not, But the key to him being successful is comparing his policy agenda and policy successes with what is going on today. Nikki Haley, the former governor of South Carolina, served as an ambassador to the U.S., to the United Nations, rather, under Trump. But now, with everything that's taken place since Trump left the White House, Nikki Haley hinted to reporters that she might consider running. If it looks like there's a place for me next year, I've never lost a race. I'm not going to start now. I'll put 1,000% in and I'll finish it. And if there's not a place for me, I will fight for this country until my last breath. She will reveal her decision on whether to seek the presidency early next year. 64% of registered voters believe President Biden is showing he is too old to be president, according to a Harvard Caps Harris poll. 71% said Biden should not seek another term in the White House. 61% of voters who were surveyed said Trump should not run for office again, citing his role in division among Americans, his role in the January 6th Capitol protests, and his unpredictable behavior. I wonder if we live in a time now where all presidents from now henceforward will be one-term presidents, just because of the way we are such a divisive country, and I don't see that going away anytime soon, thanks to social media. I put the blame squarely on social media. January 6th lawmakers tease new witnesses after ex-aide testifies. Members of the White House, or rather of the not the White House, but of the House committee investigating the U.S. Capitol attack by supporters of Donald Trump, promised further revelations after an ex-White House staffer portrayed the former president's outbursts of rage. Adam Schiff said, yes, the Democrat from California, the representative, said, we are following additional leads. I think those leads will lead to new testimony. Witnesses being sought include former White House counsel Pat Cipollone, whom the committee has subpoenaed to appear this Wednesday for closed-door questioning. Was it Cassidy, the last person to speak, mentioned Cassidy Hutchinson, mentioned him several times in her testimony. So there you go. Anybody else? Let's see. They also mention there are DOJ tensions. Justice Department. Hutchinson previously sat for 4 closed-door interviews that were widely reported. And the Department of Justice could have subpoenaed her, according to Lofgren. Lofgren is that representative, Zoe Lofgren. She is on the committee. And yeah, so she said that took a swipe at the Justice Department when asked about the New York Times report that federal prosecutors felt blindsided by not being given video or transcripts of Hutchinson's closed-door testimony before her public appearance last week. Hutchinson previously sat for 4 closed-door interviews that were widely reported, and the department could have subpoenaed her. Lofgren said, I was surprised that the prosecutors were surprised. What are they doing over there? Underscoring running tensions between the congressional panel and the department, which is conducting its own investigations. So there's a little bit of that going on. Schiff said the Justice Department shouldn't shy away from considering criminal charges against Trump. For 4 years, the Justice Department took the position that you can't indict a sitting president. If the department were now to take the position that you can't investigate or indict a former president, then a president becomes above the law. That's very dangerous. That's a very dangerous idea, says Adam Schiff, that the founders would never subscribe to. Interesting. And there are people that say, well, if they go after Donald Trump, he becomes even more powerful because he becomes a martyr. But we're outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth. Look who is here. Hi, Mac. It's real quick. How you doing? Whoa, are you okay? Yeah. Look who else is here.
Hi, Mark. It's a disgruntled fiddle player. Tell you what.
What?
Yeah, let them come after Trump. He is indestructible. He is like titanium, like that song by that Australian lady.
Yeah. Sia.
Okay, see you later.
No, her name is Sia. Okay, he walked away. Look who else is here.
Oh, Mark, I make the delicious root beer. Hearts in my life.
Brewmaster. Oh, I can't wait to try your root beer. What's this root beer called?
It's called County Fair root beer. I hope you like it.
It's delicious.
All right, drink it right now.
No need for violence. Let's stay calm. Calm.
All right.
Oh, wow. This tastes like, wow, when I drink it, I feel like I'm on a roller coaster or one of those twirly-whirly things that make me sick. Thank you, Brewmaster.
Yeah, okay, all right, now get out of here. Happy 4th.
Happy 4th. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. Well, stay calm in this crazy, crazy world in which we live. In the end, we have a lot to be thankful for. Be thankful for podcasts. Be thankful for people that make you smile. Be thankful for the sunshine that gives you the vitamin D and E and everything else that you need in order to live and make a wonderful, delicious barbecue food. Oh, I heard somebody, apparently the other big news story is that if you want to grab something from the store and barbecue it today, forget about it for 4th of July. It's just too dang expensive. So, why don't you try barbecuing fruits and vegetables? And I was like, what? Okay, last time I barbecued, just a few weeks ago, I did make delicious zucchini. You slice the zucchini lengthwise. You can marinate it a little bit ahead of time with some teriyaki sauce or soy sauce or something, or wine. Throw it on the grill, with some garlic. And that's delicious and very healthy. And if you're a vegetarian, that works for you. So, I don't know. But somebody suggested grilling strawberries. To me, that makes no sense. Strawberries are fine by themselves. And very good in a smoothie, which is about the only time I eat strawberries now is through smoothies. But they do make smoothies amazing. What is your suggestion of what to throw on the grill? Or what to eat with strawberries? Or an interesting way to eat strawberries? Or did you like Stranger Things? Or do you care? 336MM Daily. 3 + 3 = 6. MM as in Mike Matthews Daily, as in what this podcast has been for 2 days. But we will continue to try to be daily and hopefully not get interrupted. You can also email me, MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. And to repeat all of that, it's a friend.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Oh my, I forgot to tell you what the podcast picture is. It's of some cute, wonderful goats eating all the dry brush in Podcastro Valley. They do this every year around this time. And they make our hillsides safe because our hillsides get so brown this time of year. So thank you, goats. And there's a couple of cute goats, a bunch of them actually, and you can see them in the picture there. And you can find it as well as past podcasts at MikesDailyPodcast.com.